What was this walk? What was that? Did you stop and grapes on the way back to the podium?
Excited to be hosting today, Kevin.
She's very excited. Welcome to Attacking the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. I'm Kevin Pereira. Sad news. I'm sorry, Candace has been lost in a corn maze since this time yesterday.
I miss her.
But we got Sarah Underwood right here. So. Good to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, Kevin. I miss you, though, Candace, and I love you.
Sure.
We're coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles.
On the old show today, audio legend Thomas Dolby is going to be here to tell us about the science of sound and how music and gaming have more in common than you'd think. Then I sent Candace on a blind date with my dad.
Ew.
She's going to show him around Los Angeles and probably endure enough sexual harassment to take down all of Comcast.
I can't wait for that. It's going to be good. Plus, we'll take a game break, and Morgan Webb schools us about the new Ratchet and Clank game that has 4-player co-op, and it's our most what the F WTF ever. See shocking images of self-mutilation from Thailand. Oh, Lordy, Lord.
Even in the little box, they were awesome. That's cool.
It's time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
I want a face that I could play Kerplunk with.
You want pits in your face?
Yeah, why not?
I didn't get to see the little
You'll
thing
see.
that came up.
You'll
so
see.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go around the net.
Yeah.
You know, they call stickball America's game, right? Yeah. I mean, it's mostly because poor people pay money to cheer as the rich people stand around in fancy outfits and spit a lot. But hey, USA, right? Yeah.
And when you combine America's game with America's pastime, drinking, odds are somebody's gonna get hurt.
One more. First time that's happened.
When will humanity ever learn? That's like reason number 34 not to hang out with anyone in cargo shorts.
Wait.
Ever.
What do you have
Nothing good comes from cargo shorts.
What do you have against cargo shorts?
Because if you're standing next to someone that's wearing cargo shorts, you're either walking past a Hollister or you're accidentally in line for a Dave Matthews Band concert. And either way, nothing good's gonna come from that.
I like Hollister.
Me too. I'm not. It's coming from an insecure place. I actually wish I could pull off cargo shorts. I can't. I don't have the gams. I just don't have it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for that vote of confidence.
I've never seen your legs, come to speak of it.
Huh?
I've never seen your legs, come to speak of it.
Yeah. I haven't opened the car door to turn on the light, you know. So.
You're telling lies, Kevin.
Yes,
Ain't
I
never
am.
happened.
Never had a chance.
Nope.
Lost her at hello.
Yep.
Hey, today's number 4. Boy, we're learning a lot about me today, aren't we? This is really a great show for me. We're only 5 minutes in. We'll get to my father later. We truly will. Today's number 4 is from the glamorous 70s disco scene. You know, dancing with Bowie at Studio 54. That sounds cool. Partying with John Belushi at Saturday night. Right?
And drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon with Patrick Swayze. Yeah, that happened.
What?
The sun goes down and the evening rolls around. That's the time I find got blue ribbon on my mind. I got that blue ribbon on my mind. More and more lately I find I've got a taste for living. I'm thinking cold blue ribbon. I've got that blue ribbon on my mind.
That was interesting.
Different times, man. You can't celebrate that stuff now. People were out of control on Pabst back at Studio 54.
They were.
They would sneak into the bathroom to drink it. They would snort it off car keys. And then eventually, when that wasn't enough, they would just freebase the Pabst.
I don't think that was Pabst.
It's true.
That they were doing
It's
there, Kev.
absolutely true. Check the wiki. But now, Pabst is just like pricey hipster piss here in Los Angeles. It really, I was at a party at the Avalon, and I'm not proud of this, but it's true. They were selling $30 40s of Pabst Blue Ribbon in brown paper bags, and they were like, "Isn't this the coolest thing ever?" I was like, "No, it's the furthest thing from that."
Is that expensive for $40?
Is that expensive?
Yeah,
Are you crazy?
No. What's crazy is you thinking Sarah Underwood buys her own drinks. I love being a girl. I get to keep all my monies for myself.
I'm so doomed. Today, have you ever bought a drink for yourself?
Oh yeah, I buy my drinks sometimes. Sometimes.
When was the last time?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Was the iPhone out?
It happens sometimes.
Was there a
so.
steam engine invented yet? You've never bought your own drink, but that's,
I have.
That's okay. That's okay. Today's number 3 item. I'll get it for you. Oh,
Yep.
you're ignoring me again. Okay.
Yep. That's how it goes.
I know the solution. More drinks.
Yeah.
We know. We know how
What's
this
wrong
goes.
with that?
Yeah. Today's number 3 item features Legos. You guys remember those things? Tiny little plastic bricks you can make castles and pirate ships with. Then your mom would step on them and fill your house with curse words.
Today's number 3 is courtesy of an artist that's both Leonardo of Legos and Michael Bay of stop motion. Here's professional animator Alex Cobbs and his masterpiece, Bricks of War.
Watch it, they're everywhere!
That's awesome.
That was good.
I love that.
That was a good one.
You want to? You like that too?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to maybe come over after the show and make a Lego emergency.
No, definitely not. But I have actually heard that pickup line before. I just didn't
What?
know it was a Gears of War reference until now. So
Did it work?
maybe. Maybe. Might
Did
have,
someone get to toss a grenade into the emergency hole?
something might have exploded in my hole. Might have. Might have. I didn't confirm.
Good enough
Nor
for me.
deny.
It's good enough for all of us. And at number 2 today, should see Sarah at E3. She's. At number 2 today, we have a fun new way to use tape, courtesy of YouTube filmmaker and musician Brian Simon.
Brian uses the magic of multiple camera angles to teach us an important lesson. If at first you don't properly prank a dude, try again.
You're not gonna get me again. You're not gonna get me again. Brian!
Stop it!
That was hilarious. That's the best part of the video, that
Yeah.
prankster shrieking at the end.
Right? Yeah, no amount of tape in the world is going to hold that bully back from kicking your ass after you get him twice. Are you a prankster? Have you been the pranky? Do you prank a lot?
I haven't pranked a lot. I've been pranked though. A lot. My dad used to prank me all the time.
Is this going to be a
drive me
sad
nuts.
story?
No, I mean no. It's just he got off on making me terrified. He was into karate.
Right.
And he had one of those, like, we called him Billy Bob. I don't know what it was. It's like those torsos with like human flesh.
Oh, the
and
workout dummies that you punch like it's.
Yeah, he's all
when
like.
beating a real human isn't good enough.
Fleshy looking,
Buy this
yeah.
rubber version, you aggro jerk.
He says he bought it to punch, but I swear he bought it to scare me because he would put it, like, I'd come home late at night and it'd be in like the bathroom in the corner with like a hat and a jacket on, and like I'd be like washing my face and I'd look over and be like, ah!
I feel like he was trying to condition you so you wouldn't freak out if you woke up in the middle of the night and he was in the room staring at you. I feel like that's a sad story.
Daddy
But
would never.
Did it help your awareness at all? Now are you on the lookout?
I'm constantly like,
Are
he's
you?
made me paranoid. I'm a very cautious, paranoid person now because of that.
How paranoid and cautious?
I'm constant. Like I lock my doors, and then when I go in my bedroom, I lock my bedroom
Just
door.
take the shot. I mean, you got to reveal it, right? Because she hasn't even noticed for the last how long?
What?
Look behind you.
What the? That scared me. That was freaky. You're really scaring me.
Oh!
Hate that thing. You guys don't even know. I
Oh my God! Look, see? No, it's okay. It's not gonna.
brought up a lot of issues.
Okay. Still ahead. It's something even more amazing than that happens, and it involves a butt.
Today's number 1. It's number 2.
Take it out on him. Don't you let him intimidate you. Go.
Hate that thing.
On the net, number 1 video.
Number 1. Number 1. Yes, love number 1.
Huzzah! And number 1. You guys ever wonder why a hippo's tail looks like it does? It looks weird.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it. A little weird looking.
Well, you guys wonder no more. That was disgusting.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I heard Kevin James was awful in Zookeeper, but
Oh, I doubt that.
I'm gonna be honest,
highly doubt
I
it.
thought he was great in that scene. I really did. I really did. They shouldn't have cut that. Shouldn't have cut that. I don't know if that's on the Blu-ray.
Do not be jealous of Kevin James. He is one sexy beast. He is.
Well, all right.
He is. He is. Okay. Kevin's dad came to town. Speaking of hippos.
I'm so glad my dad told everybody he knows to watch this episode.
You
and
brought
you just
Kevin
called him a
James
hippo.
into it. That's my biggest. I'm gonna give it right back to you. I love you, Kevin's dad. I'm just kidding. I'm just getting back at him.
That's fine.
Anyways, his dad came in town. Kevin wouldn't hang out with him.
I hope he's crying right now, Dad.
No.
I hope you can barely bring yourself back to watch this. But I wouldn't hang out with my dad, and that was kind of the issue. So what I did was I made Candace take the Elder Pereira bullet.
Good evening, I'm Roger Lodge, and let's meet our dates. Candace is a young, fun, and attractive woman that's helping her friend Kevin by showing his visiting father, Elder, a nice time. Let's just say Elder's expectations for the date might be a little high.
So Kevin's dad, Elder Pereira, is in town visiting, but Kevin got pulled away unexpectedly today to go to work. So he asked me if I'd take his dad around and show him around LA, and I figured, what the hell, I'm not gonna get another chance like this to get dirt on my co-host. So yes, I will do it.
Kevin told me he hired a young Southern belle to take me out on a date and show me a good time. He's a wonderful son.
Hi.
Hello there.
Are you
How are
Elder?
you? Yes, I am.
I'm
Nice to
Candace.
meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Yes. How are you?
Oh my gosh. My first impression of Kevin's dad was that he looked absolutely nothing like I thought he was gonna look. Looks nothing like Kevin. But he's really, really sweet and he's adorable. Was a little bit touchy-feely, maybe slightly uncomfortable.
When I first met Candace, I thought she was amazingly beautiful for a Southern belle, and I'm glad I came prepared for this date.
I didn't want to go into the office, so I just said, hey, take Candace out. She's pretty easy.
And hopefully it's going to be an all-nighter.
I wonder if he's going to put in her butt.
I think that's the last place that Candace is taking Elder.
Do you like Southern food? Because you know I'm from the South, right?
Absolutely. I was told you were a Southern belle, and
Oh.
you didn't disappoint.
From Kevin? How
Absolutely.
sweet of him. So I thought I would take us to a nice little Southern barbecue place for lunch.
I enjoy that.
Awesome.
Nothing like having my pork pulled.
pulled pork is the best.
Absolutely.
I love it. Oh, and then after, I hope you're feeling limber because I wanted to take you on a day that I would typically do in LA. We're going to go do some yoga.
Yeah, hopefully I won't stiffen up too soon.
If you're too stiff, we can work at that.
Okay.
You know, we can work it out.
What do you do for a living?
I'm Kevin's co-host.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
He didn't tell you?
No.
I can't believe Kevin's never told you about me.
No.
How could he not mention me?
I don't know. He used to always talk about a gal named Olivia. Do you know her? No.
No, never heard of her. JR's Barbecue, one of my favorite places to eat in Los Angeles.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this meal.
it's gonna be fun.
Absolutely.
Thank
I'm
you.
having fun already. I
Thank
bet you thought that
you.
pulled pork would never show up.
No, I knew it would show
Thank you,
up.
sir. Oh, you look marvelous.
Sorry, I get it everywhere.
Yeah, I've been told that before, too.
You get it everywhere?
Yeah.
You're not as messy as me.
No, not on myself. Usually on my date. Here, would you like some of my pulled pork?
No, I'm okay.
I'm really enjoying myself right now.
He's made some weird, little disturbing comments, but I just chalk that up to him being Kevin's dad.
I'm ready to pop a couple more of these.
Hi guys, I want to welcome you to your private yoga class. Shall we start?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's begin with a deep cleansing breath. Let's loosen up the hips now. Moving really slowly, feel it in your hips. Yes, you're doing very well.
Did you toot? Are you sniffing it?
I was tooting my own horn.
Ew. All right, so you get down, you stretch.
Wait, let me bring up the rear.
Alder!
I'm trying to bring up
What
the
are
rear.
you doing?
I'm bringing up the rear.
No.
What, no more doggy style?
He basically tried to have sex with me in yoga today.
All I know is that the blue pills are kicking in and I've got to make a phone call.
Elder's lucky Chris Hansen didn't show up on this date. Candace, thanks for being such a good sport, and I think Kevin owes you an explanation. Hey, check out more matchmaking fun on my show, Celebridate, Wednesdays on HDNet. Good night, and don't let the Pereiras bite. See what I did there? Can't teach that.
I mean, that explains a lot, right? I mean, it does, right? Boy, that was Inception for me. What's the most fun thing that two consenting couples can have together? It's a session of Ratchet and Clank all for one, of course. So that's the answer to my question. Hey everybody, X Plays Morgan Webb is here!
You know, all those times when I would watch Attack of the Show and be like, I wonder if Kevin's parents watch this. Now I realize they do, and they're proud of you.
Yeah, my parents are responsible for this. So, yeah.
All right.
And I think I know, I don't mean to read between the lines too much, but I think I know what you're saying. And yes, I can arrange a date for you and my dad as well, Morgan.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, but you're about to be great. Let's talk about Ratchet and Clank. I would never do that to you, by the way. Let's talk about Ratchet and Clank all for one.
Yes.
It's back, and it's now for the kids? It's for the what? It's 4-player co-op? Well, I don't get what's going on here. What's the setup?
Okay, so the theory is 4-player co-op. So the characters that you recognize, Clank, Dr. Nefarious, Captain Quark, and Ratchet, they have to team up in order to basically, save the universe again.
That pesky universe is in peril again.
Wants to do. So the storyline is that they team up. It actually is like a good full-length title with a good full-length story.
Does it feel like a party game though, where it's like, okay, let's clear this section and move on, or does it flow like a platformer yet with 4 people on screen?
It flows like a platformer with 4 people. The menu system's a little weird. It keeps trying to make it seem like it's like choose the stage, and it's like it's kind of a level in a platformer.
Right.
There's drop-in, drop-out co-op, sort of.
Sort of.
I know. You know when they say something a lot and then you think it's true and then you play and you're like, it's not exactly true.
Well, so how, if I'm playing a game and I'm in the middle of a level, a friend should be able to come in, fire up the PS3,
you have to restart the
and press
checkpoint.
start. Restart the checkpoint. Okay, so it has to be at the beginning. But so you're not, at least you don't have to restart the level and back all the way out.
Yeah,
but it's not true drop in, drop out.
When you're joining people online, it's actually like, you're like, oh, I'd love to join that game. And you're like, but I'm not going to be that. Fill in the swear word here. I was like, I don't know what swear words are TV appropriate, so I just ignore them all. And I'm like, going through the list.
I never swear. It's that all the words I can think of are so foul I can't say them on TV. That's what I love about you, Morgan.
Yes. So we'll just say bleep.
Yeah.
You don't want to bother those people by making them restart the checkpoint. It's incredibly disruptive.
Right. And you'll probably find that people aren't willing to restart the checkpoint, so you got to wait until they're at a point where you can hop in. All right. Well, what about Ratchet's always been known for crazy weapons and fun upgrades.
The weapons are fine. The weapons are kind of a rehash of previous Ratchet games. You don't upgrade them through use, which was something fun about previous Ratchet games. You have to buy upgrades. You're playing single player. You don't really know that much about what upgrades you're buying, so you'll end up with like nothing but short range weapons. There's a lot of strange balance and gameplay issues. There's some frame rate issues. But sort of my main issue with the game, I could forgive a lot. I could forgive a lot of gameplay issues, even though that was something that Ratchet always did really well, is that the tone is for kids.
Yeah, that's what I kept hearing was that, well, it's a fun game for kids. Like, will adults be engaged by the gameplay at all? Or?
I liked it because it reminded me of older, better Ratchet games that I played. I have that feeling. If you are new to the series, I would recommend starting with Ratchet and Clank or Crack in Time or any of the PlayStation 2 Ratchet games. You can pick them up for really cheap. You're going to like it more as an adult or even as a teen because it has double entendres, it has winks, it has a lot of crotch jokes.
Yes,
which
we love that.
I know are popular around here.
But yeah, and so maybe go back, play it, and then you'll develop a love for those characters that will let you enjoy this game a little bit more if you're playing with someone younger as well.
Right, but if you're new to the series, forget it. But if you have a younger sibling, something like that, a nephew you're buying a gift for, this would be great because it doesn't. It's sort of less insipid than a lot of sort of games for kids are.
Right. Okay, so with all that said, what's X-Play giving it?
3.
3 out of 5?
It's a little bit of a heartbreak, but I had to do it.
You got to be honest, and we appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, I know it breaks your heart, but thank you for letting us know about Ratchet and Clank. Morgan Webb, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ratchet and Clank All For One is in stores now. I cannot wait to sit with my dad. Thank you for agreeing to do that. Now over to Sarah Underwood.
Still ahead, Blair Butler checks in from New York Comic-Con and reviews a super violent tale of pets turned assassins. And later, Thomas Dolby will be here to drop some science. Stick around. And you won't want to miss today's self-mutilating WTF.
You can. Oh! What? But you can. It doesn't exist. Just swipe from the top of the screen in the app, and you'll be.
Blair Butler was in New York debuting her brand new MMA comic, Heart.
And she brought presents, everybody. Comic news and reviews. Crazy.
I'm here on the floor of New York Comic-Con, a great place to make new friends and pick up delightful new comics. Or maybe not delightful, maybe disturbing. At New York Comic-Con, creators are king, and there's no more celebrated duo than Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely, and one of their darkest team-ups is finally out in a new hardcover edition.
We Three is the deeply disturbing tale of a dog, a cat, and a cute little bunny who can kill you with the twitch of a paw. These poor lab animals have been wired to murderous mech suits and sent to assassinate some of the world's most dangerous criminals. But when the critters escape and go on the run from the evil corporation who created them, things get very violent, very fast. This chilling and gorgeously fractured fable will make you scream, make you cry, and probably make you wish your pet also had an awesome mech suit.
And speaking of chilling, the creepiest book of the year has to be the one right there. It's called Green River Killer, a true detective story.
This new crime comic isn't just based on real events. It's written by the son of the detective who helped hunt down Seattle's infamous Green River Killer. For 20 years, Detective Tom Jensen tracked the man accused of murdering over 40 women. And if your skin isn't crawling by the time cop and killer come face to face, there's something wrong with you. Green River offers an insider's view of the hunt for a murderer. But what will send shivers down your spine is the way one of America's worst serial killers dispassionately recounted his crimes when he was finally caught. Read this one with the lights on.
Brian Wood has been long known for his breakthrough works like Demo, DMZ, and Northlanders, but his latest book is at Dark Horse Comics, and it's called The Massive.
Well, this takes place in what I'm calling the post-crash. And by that I mean it's an environmental crash, it's an economic crash, it's really the end of the world. The cast are these like Greenpeace types, and they failed. And so they're sort of like, what's our mission now?
When does the book come out?
There's going to be 3 short prequel stories in Dark Horse Presents from January until March. Massive number 1 is going to start in June.
I will clearly be like the first person in line to buy it, I think. Fresh Ink at New York Comic Con would not be complete without one extremely unique comic book. All right, Mike, tell me what makes this book, Smoke and Mirrors, so special.
We actually have a magician named John Armstrong who has designed one magic trick per issue that works on the page for the reader. Pick one of these cards, remember it in your mind, don't forget it, one of those cards.
Okay, I have one pick.
All right, now flip the page. He removes a card and your card is gone.
Holy How did you guys do that?
It's magic.
So those are my picks from the floor of New York Comic Con. What do you guys think? I love New York.
Right now, it's time for me to start the feed.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Wednesday, October 19th, and here are your top stories. The iPhone may have iOS 5, but Android just unveiled a very tasty update to their OS, Ice Cream Sandwich. The major facelift has a laundry list of improvements and takes a few cues from iOS like native screen capping and drag and drop folder creation, but it also has a new facial unlock feature. Instead of entering a code or swiping a pattern, you just look at the phone to unlock it. I don't even know how that works. If you're a developer, you can get the dev kit now, but us peons will have to wait for the official release next month. The PlayStation Vita finally has a release date! Yay! But you won't be finding it in your stocking this holiday season. Darn it, I love this thing. Sony says that the Vita will miss the holiday 2011 release window in the US and hit shelves in North America on February 22nd, 2012. The pricing hasn't changed. The combo 3G Wi-Fi model will still sell for about $300, while the Wi-Fi version will be a cool $250. But I want it, and I want it now! Prepare to have your mind blown. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you quantum levitation. This is really cool. The video that's been making the rounds shows a chunk of crystal sapphire coated with a superconductor that's locking in a magnetic field and creating a fixable levitation effect. It happens because it's frozen in liquid nitrogen, which means it can conduct electricity with no loss of energy. So just look at it go! Science is cool! Yeah. And finally, some late breaking news. Slash Films is reporting that Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is going to have a 6-minute Dark Knight Rises prologue attached to it when it hits theaters December 21st. But that's only if you see it in IMAX. There's no word on what the prologue is about, but hey, more Dark Knight, the better, I say. Yeah. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed, and now over to Kevin.
Thank you, Sarah Underwood. Hey, Bomb Patrol Afghanistan is almost here, and we have an exclusive sneak peek.
On my orders, the United States military has begun strikes against the Taliban regime in Afghanistan.
This region is a war zone unlike any other.
Afghanistan has become one of the most dangerous spots on Earth. The weapon of choice there increasingly is the IED.
The men of the Navy's EOD unit are America's answer to a new kind of warfare.
My eyes are going like 100 miles an hour, just trying to take in everything that could possibly be hostile.
They go where others won't. They do what others can't.
We are fighting a very intelligent enemy. They know who we are. We are a highly valued target.
We gotta get a casualty in here!
We're not fighting a conventional war. Our enemy is wires, batteries, and high explosive. Chief. Yeah. Oh, we got a trip line. Yeah. We're going out there against something that doesn't have a personality, a soul, and it wants to kill you.
EOD standing by, transmit when ready.
Premieres Tuesday at 10 p.m. on G4. Stay tuned. Pop music legend and song scientist Thomas Dolby will join us.
It's an interesting title to have. Find out how music and gaming will soon become one right after this.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. Fail, 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 fail. You lose.
Thomas Dolby is here to blind Kevin with science.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Thomas Dolby. There you are. You can CG some smoke effects or something like that if you'd like. Happy to have you here. I have so much that I want to ask you. But first of all, what happened? Because it seemed like you went out for cigarettes and milk, and then you found yourself in Silicon Valley for 20 years. Did you expect that was going to happen?
You know, it was a bad time in the music industry at the beginning of the 90s. The writing was on the wall, the cracks were beginning to show, and the first downloads were happening, and record sales were down, and this was bad news for the labels, but kind of inspiring to me, because I thought, well, you know, I was beginning to make music on my laptop, and all of my audience had the same technology, and we're all on the internet. So I thought, well, get rid of the guys in the middle and just, you know, hit a button and distribute it directly. But it was too early really for that to happen. You know, the technology needs to improve and the legislation aspects needed to improve. So rather than hang around getting bored in the music industry, I went to Silicon Valley where it was all accelerating, it was all ramping up. And you did pretty okay in Silicon Valley, I think that's safe to say. Well, I mean, initially I was making very, very cool interactive music apps that made zero revenue, and that went on for about 10 years, actually. You know, but I mean, finally we hit pay dirt, not in the web world at all, but in mobile phones, because we'd inadvertently created the world's smallest synthesizer called the Beatnik synthesizer, and Nokia came along and licensed it to put it in their phones to play polyphonic ringtones. That was in 1998.
Right, we're talking like 2/3 of all mobile handsets were out there had your software on them.
Yeah, at one point, about 2005, probably 2/3 of the world's phones had my software on them.
So you did pretty okay in the Silicon Valley, is what I'm saying. You did all right.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
Now you're launching this tour, a new album, which I'm psyched to talk about. But it's not just hey, remember these songs? Play them again, because now it sounds about time. This is an ambitious new project that's not just audio, it's interactive, it's social networking, it's everything. Tell me about it, and were these lessons learned from Silicon Valley that you're now applying to this medium?
It was time for me to retire from Silicon Valley and move back to England, which is my homeland, and get set up in a little studio on a converted lifeboat in my garden looking over the North Sea, powered by solar panels and a wind turbine up the mast. And I got in there and I started writing songs.
The studio is a converted lifeboat?
Yeah.
Love it. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So when the floodwaters come, you know, I'm going to rise up like Noah and float off into the... into the sunset, you know, with a pair of oscillators and a pair of filters. And, yeah, so that's where I do my work. And when I got in there and started writing songs and making an album, after 20 years, I realized I was a bit like, you know, Woody Allen's Sleeper, because here I am making my album, and Diane Keaton's going to come along and go, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Making an album." She go, "Nobody makes albums anymore," you know. And so I thought, okay, so what am I doing? You know, and what are people spending their time doing? Well, they're not buying albums, but they're in social networks, they're playing video games. These are just platforms for music, and I can write the soundtrack for whatever those activities are. So why not create a social network or a game where people discover my music, both old and the new stuff, and all of the mythology behind the music, and have fun doing it. It's not, the interface wasn't going to look anything like Twitter or Facebook, you know, it's more like a game interface, but all related to the imagery that's in my songs.
And you did that now. So you have this, it's a map of the floating city. You log on, you create a ship, and you sail around, you meet other players, you trade virtual items with them, and through those interactions, you unlock pieces of knowledge, you unlock actual songs you can download as well?
MP3 files that you can download, some old ones, some sneak previews from songs from the new album. Say you sail around is not quite right, because this is a sort of future past which is dystopian. There's no fuel left, there's no communication technology. You get around by actually rafting up from one vessel to the next and then bartering the objects in your cargo holds. And there's a sort of backstory which is all related to weird science, to Tesla and Edison and stuff like this. And yeah, I mean, thousands of players signed up for it, and they've been using it to discover my music. Some of them are hardcore Dolby nuts, but a lot of them are people that are gamers or alternative reality game fans. So I'm attracting a whole new audience through this medium.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And in your spare time, which it sounds like you have none of, you've also been helping out with the TED conference quite a bit.
Yes, I've been involved in the TED conference since about 2000, and it's a fantastic event. I'm sure you've seen the TED Talks online, which are very popular, and which I think indicate to me, you know, there's a desire among the public to actually learn something. Spend 18 minutes, you know, listening to one person on one topic. That's kind of against the grain, but they're so popular that evidently there is that appetite with the audience. You
would think that it's, well, if it was digestible in 30-second chunks, then maybe I'll learn it over the course of 15 years, but you can actually hold someone's attention for more than 5 minutes in today's time.
It's like if you can persuade people to actually do that and give themselves over to an idea for 18 minutes, then they do learn a lot. And there's something about it. Maybe it's the length of your commute, maybe it's the time you spend in a treadmill, but that as a period of time, as a chunk of information, that seems to have really taken off.
Really, I thoroughly enjoyed the album. I think the game is great, and I love everything you've done with TED, so it's just a pleasure to chat with you, Thomas. I really appreciate it. Thomas Dolby, everybody. Thanks for sitting down. Real pleasure. His new album, A Map of the Floating City, is available next week, so get it.
Still ahead, we're setting sail for the home of sex tourism, Thailand. It's today's WTF. Stick around.
Yesterday, we gave you the chance to win a brand new Alienware gaming laptop, and the winner is Kyle A. from Boiling Springs, South Carolina. We're giving away Alienware gaming laptops all week. To enter, visit g4tv.com/epic giveaway and get your entry in between now and Thursday, October 20th by 3 p.m. Eastern, and we'll announce a winner on tomorrow's show. You want to know what this is for?
No. Oh, Kevin.
I chipped a tooth. Epictober continues tomorrow on AOTS. Anonymous director Roland Emmerich reveals if Shakespeare was a fraud and when we'll see a sequel to Independence Day. Then on Gadgetpron, we rate the new Amazon Kindle. It stores 1,500 books, weighs less than 6 ounces, and will set you back $79. And Grace Helbig goes behind the scenes of G4's new anime series, X-Men. Epictober continues tomorrow. And now, the most graphic moments of Attack of the Show ever. We're off to Thailand, folks. We're going to watch de-evolution in action.
I'm so excited. It's time for WTF.
Thailand, the kingdom of rice, sex tourism, and The Hangover Part 2. It's also a place where you can see a lot of crazy. What the F, you say? Well, welcome to Phuket, home of the annual Vegetarian Festival. Just recently, those of Chinese heritage celebrated the 9 emperor gods by adhering to a vegetarian diet for 9 days. Don't be fooled by the carnival atmosphere. This is nothing like your average religious gathering. Tourists armed with cameras flock from afar to capture the gruesome spectacle of the Ma Song procession on film. Ma means horse in Thai, and like horses, the Ma Song offer up their bodies for transportation to the spirits. They believe the spirits they carry inside them will help protect their bodies from harm and prevent them from feeling pain. But judging by this guy's shaking leg, we're not sure how this is all working out for them. Similarly, this man, well, he sounds like he's in some massive discomfort. Spiritual effects aside, one thing is for sure, both of these guys have testicles made of steel. Some acts of faith are rather routine, such as these fun little decorative pins, or this dude who's taking 5 skewers to the face like a champ. Other feats are a little more extreme. Take, for example, this video of a guy using a saw like a tongue scrubber. I mean, listen, I hate the taste of black licorice too, but come on. According to the wiki, only pure unmarried men and women, such as this little lady, are allowed to participate in the Ma Song. It is said that good fortune and cleansing are brought to the participants of the Vegetarian Festival. And we would hope so, after you voluntarily turn your face into Swiss cheese. As you can see, a variety of items are shoved through the piercings. And each year, the ante is upped as the festival goers perform increasingly jaw-dropping, or should I say jaw-tearing acts. Well, just look at this lucky gentleman, whose jowls look like they're giving birth to a coat rack. Just when you thought Thailand couldn't get any crazier. Although, to be fair, 9 days without meat would make me do some kooky things, too. All we have to say is, what the f***?
Flickr user Nestor for his photos.
I haven't seen a face get stabbed like that since Candace's date with my dad. That's so weird. Many thanks to Thomas Dolby, Morgan Webb, Brad Butler, my dad. It's kind of awesome tonight. And Candace Baylor, of course. Very special thanks to Sarah Underwood for being here. And hey, internet kids, pay attention. Later tonight, I'm going to be on Joe Rogan's podcast live. You can check it out at ustream.tv/Joe Rogan, or follow me on Twitter. I'll be announcing that as well.
Thanks for watching. What? I hate this thing! You caused me so much torture my whole life and made me scared to go in my room! You...
What? Sarah? What? Oh, no! Sarah!
I hate that thing! Dad, I hate you for doing it to me!
I actually don't know what I'm doing. This has got to be a fetish somewhere. Sarah! No! Sarah!
Hate it!
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye!